The San Francisco 49ers just received some absolutely fantastic news. So good it deserves a chef's kiss. And everything revolves around the evolving story of quarterback Brock Purdy. In this video, we're diving into the growing narrative surrounding QB13, breaking down the latest draft projections, and discussing a highly controversial take about the upcoming 2025 NFL Draft. First off, let's talk about the buzz surrounding Brock Purdy. Yesterday, we discussed how he ranked number 1 in go-route accuracy, but that wasn't the full story. NFL analyst Warren Sharp posted some eye-opening stats that further highlight Purdy's efficiency. Since 2023, only 9% of his go-route attempts were incomplete due to inaccuracy, the lowest rate in the league. Over the past 2 seasons, Purdy has ranked first in success rate, yards per attempt, and completion rate, while sitting at second in EPA per attempt among 49 quarterbacks. Those are elite numbers. Now, there's been plenty of noise about whether Purdy is a true franchise quarterback. Some people claim he's just a system QB, but here's the reality. He's playing in Kyle Shanahan's system, and he's thriving. The numbers don't lie. If you can build around a quarterback like Purdy, who executes at such a high level, why wouldn't you? In his first 40 games, Purdy ranks second in EPA per play, sitting just behind Patrick Mahomes, who, let's be real, has had the greatest start to an NFL career in history. He's even ahead of legends like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees at this stage of his career. Of course, this all ties into a much bigger conversation: Purdy's upcoming contract. Pro Football Focus, PFF, recently pointed out that the 49ers seem to be positioning themselves for a massive Purdy extension. That strategy might make 2025 a tough season in terms of cap space, but the team is still structured to remain competitive. It's a calculated approach. San Francisco has spent the last 5 years contending for championships, and they're clearly preparing for a future built around Purdy. But let's switch gears to the really controversial stuff, the upcoming draft. Post-free agency mock drafts are popping up everywhere, and there's a heated debate about what the 49ers should do with their first-round pick at number 11. Some analysts insist they should focus on the offensive or defensive line, while others argue that cornerback is the biggest priority. One major projection comes from NFL draft expert Daniel Jeremiah, who has the 49ers selecting Texas cornerback Terrion Arnold. The reasoning? The 49ers secondary took some big hits in free agency, and Arnold is one of the most consistent and ball-hawking corners in this year's class. His ability to match up against elite slot receivers makes him an intriguing option. On the other hand, some analysts, including Larry Krueger, believe the 49ers should adopt a best player available at a position of need strategy. That means if the top prospect on the board happens to be a cornerback, defensive lineman, or offensive tackle, that's who they should take. However, there's a catch. The 49ers have put themselves in a position where they need to draft for immediate impact rather than luxury picks. There's also a strong case for reinforcing the defensive line. PFF argues that the biggest risk for San Francisco heading into the draft is failing to double down on D-line depth. Just a few years ago, the 49ers had one of the most dominant defensive fronts in the league. But now, outside of Nick Bosa, there's a serious lack of proven talent, especially after losing key players like Javon Hargrave and Leonard Floyd. PFF believes the 49ers must prioritize both an edge rusher and an interior lineman before the end of day 2 of the draft. Then there's the wild card option, offensive tackle. While it hasn't been as widely discussed, some fans and analysts argue that investing in a long-term answer at tackle could be a smart move, especially with Trent Williams nearing the later stages of his career. Ultimately, the debate boils down to this. Should the 49ers draft based on their biggest positional need, or should they take the best overall talent available? Should they go all in on a defensive lineman, or is securing a lockdown corner the better move? It's a fascinating discussion, and one that's going to intensify as we get closer to the draft. With just 36 days until the 2025 NFL Draft, things are about to get very interesting. Will the 49ers make a bold move and trade up? Will they trade back to gain more picks? Or will they stand pat at number 11 and take the best available prospect? One thing is for sure, This draft is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing in recent memory. Let me know in the comments. Who should the 49ers target? A lockdown corner? A game-changing defensive lineman? An offensive tackle for the future? Whatever happens, we're in for an exciting ride. Another intriguing option is an edge rusher like Florida State's Jared Verse. Verse is an explosive, physical pass rusher with the kind of skill set that would complement Bosa perfectly. While he might not be available at pick 11, the 49ers could consider trading up to grab him if they truly believe he's the missing piece. Given their aggressive history in the draft, a move like that wouldn't be shocking. But what about the offensive line? That's where things get even more complicated. The 49ers have one of the best left tackles in the league in Trent Williams, but he's 35 years old. How much longer can he play at an elite level? That's a question the front office needs to start answering now, rather than waiting until it becomes an emergency. There's also concern about the right side of the line, where they've shuffled through different players without finding a true long-term solution. Some analysts believe the 49ers should prioritize an offensive tackle in the first round to ensure they keep Brock Purdy protected for years to come. One name that's been mentioned is Penn State's Olu Fashanu. He's a strong, technically sound tackle with the versatility to play on either side of the line. If the 49ers want to invest in Purdy's protection and prepare for life after Trent Williams, Fashanu could be the perfect pick. The question is whether they value the offensive line enough to take one in the first round, especially given their track record of prioritizing defense early in drafts. Then there's the wild card scenario, the 49ers ignoring positional needs altogether and simply taking the best player available. That's a strategy some teams follow, and it can pay off in the long run. The idea is that instead of reaching for a player based on need, you take the most talented guy on the board, regardless of position. If the best available player happens to be a wide receiver, running back, or tight end, you take him and figure out how he fits later. While that approach can be risky, it also ensures that you're not passing up elite talent just because you're trying to fill a specific hole. With just over a month until the draft, the speculation is only going to heat up. We'll continue to break down every possibility, analyze potential draft day surprises, and discuss what the 49ers should do to maximize their chances of contending for a Super Bowl. Whatever happens, this draft is going to have a massive impact on the future of the franchise. The San Francisco 49ers have sparked a frenzy in the NFL world with their latest bold move, a daring push to secure one of the league's most dynamic wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb. The 24-year-old Dallas Cowboys star, fresh off his fourth Pro Bowl selection and a staggering 1,194-yard, 6-touchdown season, could be the game-changer the 49ers need to elevate their already formidable offense. With Lamb entering the final years of his contract and rumors swirling, the prospect of him joining a Super Bowl contending team like the 49ers is tantalizing. Lamb's skill set is undeniable. Elite hands, sharp route running, and an ability to stretch the field. His performance in the 2024 season, which saw him break through defenses and rack up impressive statistics despite the Cowboys' disappointing 7-10 finish, only further cements his status as one of the league's premier wide receivers. But with Lamb holding out for a contract extension and securing a massive $136 million deal to stay with Dallas, his future seemed firmly tied to the Cowboys. Or was it? Enter the San Francisco 49ers, a team known for making big moves when it matters most. Their search for another explosive weapon to complement Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk led them to set their sights on Lamb. Reports suggest that the 49ers front office believes adding a player of Lamb's caliber could push them over the top in their quest for a Super Bowl title. With a proven quarterback in Brock Purdy and a solid supporting cast, Lamb could be the final piece to complete their offensive puzzle. The timing of the 49ers' interest could not be more crucial. With Lamb's contract extension finalized with the Cowboys, it appears any potential trade would come at a hefty price. However, the 49ers have the assets, both in terms of draft picks and young talent, to make a compelling offer. The question is, will Dallas be willing to part ways with their star receiver, or will they dig in their heels to keep Lamb, despite the lure of a lucrative contract elsewhere? As the 2025 off-season progresses, All eyes will be on the unfolding drama of Lamb's future. Will the 49ers successfully pull off one of the most audacious trades in recent memory? Or will Dallas stand firm, keeping CeeDee Lamb at the center of their offensive plans for years to come? Whatever happens, this chase for a championship-caliber receiver has added yet another layer of excitement to the NFL's ever-evolving landscape. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.